Welcome to She's in the Weeds.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Hollis.
We're best friends exploring the intersection of pop culture and the female experience.
Be sure to follow us on socials and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode.
And if you love us, give us that 5-star review.
Nailed it?
I think it's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello.
Hi.
We're back.
We're back after a little break.
Yeah.
Unintended break.
Yes, I was extremely ill on my deathbed, and Hollis was doing something. Yeah, she was sick, but then she was doing something much more fun than that.
Went to Mexico.
Woo! Okay, I need to hear all about it because we've waited for the pod.
So fun.
I did see some pictures.
Yeah.
It looked absolutely gorgeous. I'm so jelly.
Yeah, it was really great. I'd never been to Mexico before. We went to Cabo. I had never done like a resort beach vacation before. Pretty great. Cabo is a cool little town that you can, we didn't do all inclusive because we wanted to like go out and eat and explore a little bit. It's so fun. The weather is beautiful. I mean, it's the coast of that part of Mexico is just all cliffs. So, like, the topography is very pretty. These amazing houses are just like built into the cliff.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
When you were showing me the pictures, I was like, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
That pool.
Oh man, the
overlooking the ocean and like,
the pool was like 2 doors down from our room, and it was just like this infinity pool that looked over the ocean off a cliff. I mean, it was just like perfect.
It was very
so
idyllic.
Nice. Yeah. And then we did a lot of just like lounging around and lazing around by the pool. You can't swim in the ocean in that part.
Okay.
You can't even like get in the water because the riptide's so dangerous. So you can walk along the beach.
I'm afraid of that everywhere, so I'm not a big like ocean swimmer anyway.
I know. I usually don't fuck with the ocean either, but we did some adventures this time. We went whale watching.
Nice.
Which is so fun because also that area is where humpback whales migrate to breed. So it's their mating season. So whale watching is like a big activity at this time, and you could see a lot of them. We saw like packs of them.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was so fun. And I mean, the weather was just perfect. And then the next day we went snorkeling.
Yes, I love snorkeling.
Okay, we have to go snorkeling.
Of course we will.
Yeah. And I had never snorkeled like in the ocean before.
Oh, really?
No. And it was so amazing because my boyfriend's scuba certified.
Yeah.
He was
that scares me.
I know. And
I'm sure it's wonderful, but I'm too big of a wuss for that.
There was a minute when we were snorkeling where I was like, it would be cool to be able to like get a little deeper
all the way,
and be closer to these fish. But I also really love being able to just pop your head out of water and breathe, because
I respect people that do it. I think it's really cool. I'm sure it's just not for me personally. I'm too scared.
Yeah, and where we were, like, there were a lot of cool tropical fish. Yeah. I think I saw an eel like deep down. Yeah. But I think if I was up in there with any more creatures, I would not like it.
Yeah.
I would be too scared.
Yeah.
This one was very benign. It was just like fish, cute, you know. But if there were sharks around or like,
oh god, yeah, sharks. For me, it's more the pulmonary embolism of it all.
Oh yeah, that too
scares me.
Sure.
Or like, I would be the person who would be like, crap, I don't know what's up or down.
Oh,
because I know they can get
the spins or whatever. What are they called? The bends.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me.
Yeah, for sure. That is the claustrophobia, the not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to slowly go back up. You can't just be like, get me out of here.
Yeah. And I panic and those I wouldn't be good for it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not for me.
Yeah. So I kind of wonder, I thought about it because I was like, maybe if I like snorkeling, I'll consider doing that. I wasn't so convinced.
Yeah.
I'm not totally ruling it out.
Right.
But I feel like snorkeling
you can see the things. Absolutely. Yeah.
So yes, we must go snorkeling.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I want to research about the area that we go. I want there to be like good, like 5-star snorkeling.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look at that.
I was talking to my boyfriend. I was like, we have to go to Australia and snorkel on the Great
Barrier Reef.
Think about how amazing it would be.
I know.
And we gotta go see.
And it's not going to be here.
Yeah.
I know. I was talking about that with my brother because my brother and stepmom, we went snorkeling in Costa Rica when we went, and it was great. But yeah, I mean, that's the spot. Yeah. But it's like, what is it, like 24 hours on a plane? And like, it's the furthest you can go, pretty much.
I would want to go for like a month.
You would have to.
Yeah.
It's literally a different season there.
Yeah. Right.
Like it's fall. there right now.
Also,
Like,
I
what?
feel like,
That's like unfathomable to me.
yeah, I know it is
What?
completely strange.
Okay.
But my boyfriend was like, well, if we go to the Great Barrier Reef, you should get scuba certified.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that has got to be the scariest scuba diving out there. I feel like the creatures in Australia are just, I don't know how anybody
the
lives
creatures
there.
on
The
land.
yeah, the inland creatures
you kidding
insane.
me?
I can only imagine that the ocean creatures are just like,
I saw a video on TikTok of a girl who had a huntsman in her house.
I don't know what that is.
It's a spider.
Oh, God.
It's like
one of those
the
gigantor things?
And they're harmless. There are some spiders that are huge in Australia that are poisonous, that are dangerous. The huntsman, completely harmless, but gigantic. She did like a 4-part series because it kept getting away.
Oh, my
And
God.
she just kept coming on being like, it's 4 a.m. I know I should be sleeping, but I can't. And like,
There's a huntsman in my house.
Yes!
It's such a good title to a book. or
oh
something,
my
too.
God.
I don't know how I
Yeah.
could ever sleep again if I didn't like know that it was taken out of my
Yes.
house.
And I know I talked about the wolf spider before, and we had another one in the house the other day. And like, thank God whenever I see them, they're like pretty docile. So like I can always trap them, and then my husband takes them outside. If it got away and was in the house and I didn't know where it was, I would be like that girl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sleeping. Like I would be freaking out. And again, like this is all psychological. Wolf spiders are completely harmless, but they're just scary. I'm sorry they are. And I trapped one the other night, and my husband came in, and this was so funny because I think I said on the podcast the last time, he was like, when are you going to learn to do this? Like slide the paper. I was like, it's not that I don't know how. It's that
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. And like, if it even gets one little foot out from under the thing, I'll freak out.
Yeah,
I'll
then.
like throw it, and then it'll be gone. Guess what? He's carrying it out, and I hear him go, ah! And I'm like, what? And he's like, well, I don't know where it is. And I was like, no! And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, there it is.
Get it.
And he got it. And I didn't say anything, but I really wanted to be like, see, you don't want it on you either.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine to do this, but the second he goes, ah! I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, nobody wants this.
Don't be
creepy
trying to
crawly
front
legs on
like you're not a little bit afraid of it too.
No way.
So anyway, but yeah, I agree. The Great Barrier Reef, let's make that a goal at some point.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, it was a fantastic time. Much needed little break.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, I have to say one thing about daylight savings time. We sprang forward.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
I like the way you say forward.
Forward.
You don't say the R. It's very elegant sounding. We springed forward.
That's probably a speech impediment, but okay. And I know everybody likes the spring forward better than they like the fall back because we get like that extra hour of daylight in the evening. But I'm telling you what, when you have kids, the spring forward is harder. Okay, because you're losing an hour. And here is my suggestion. Why are we not springing on Friday night instead of Saturday night so we have the whole weekend to adjust?
That's a very good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, who's deciding these things?
Who is deciding these things because they're
Can we
wrong?
put it to a vote? Isn't this a democracy?
That's right.
Yeah.
Why can we not spring forward on a Friday? Why can we not have Thanksgiving on a Friday?
Oh, amen to that. Also, when are we just going to be done with daylight savings time?
I don't
Wasn't there,
know.
like a committee that tried to get that to pass?
And I feel like trying to explain daylight savings time is like that clip on did you ever watch, oh God, what was that show? And they do this whole scene where they're trying to explain escrow.
Oh shoot, what is it?
Oh my
I feel
God.
like I've seen this escrow thing.
Portlandia.
Yeah, yes.
That's like trying to explain daylight savings time is that.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
it doesn't make sense. Everybody thinks they know.
Right.
And it's like, I don't think that's right. And then even when you hear an explanation, you're like, yeah, that's it. And then you think about it and you're like, no, that still doesn't make sense.
I feel like the justification is always, well, farmers need it. It's for farmers.
Right.
And I'm like, have we asked a single farmer if they're on board with this or if they really need it? Like, I don't know if they would.
I know.
Anymore.
And like, what difference does it make whether the extra hour of daylight is in the morning or evening? I really
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
But anyway, I would like to make a recommendation to the Academy that we switch the spring forward to a Friday. Let's spring on a Friday.
Let's spring it.
You know?
Spring Friday. Speaking of the Academy, the Oscars are Sunday.
Ooh, good.
Yeah,
we'll have
excited.
some things to say about that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Another thing I need to say before we get into our spill topics is that I'm absolutely ill over the fact that my 2-year-old is turning 3 this summer. And like, there's just something about that shift from 2 to 3 where it's like, oh, you're officially a toddler now. Like, you're not a baby anymore. There's something still very like babyish about a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
I have to go to the hospital each month to get labs for the Accutane, and like I walk right past the like perinatal like and I'm like, I don't know. It's just like this little twinge of like, I can't believe I'm not having another baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
I did not expect to grieve this so heavily.
Yeah. I know. I mean,
and like, there's no part of me that wants a third child, not in the real life sense of it.
Yeah. But just I feel like I've heard every mother I know say that, where it's like.
But it's like,
I think that's where the one more always comes from. Just like, you want that baby stage one more time.
I know.
It sounds so incredible.
And then another thing I just like was not prepared for as a mom, at least in this sense, is, you know, my 6-year-old is in kindergarten, and there's just like a lot of talk of like crushes and getting married and like getting married already. And then you're kissing and like boyfriends and girlfriends. And I just wasn't prepared for it to start so soon. And there were some incidences of kids like trying to kiss other kids at school. We talk a lot about body safety, and you have to have permission to touch people and that kind of thing. And I was like, maybe it's really time to start having the larger conversation about consent. So I was talking to her about that in the car on the way to school. And I said, you know how we have to ask permission to like give hugs and things. And I said another word for that you might hear is consent. When you get older and you do have romantic relationships where people are kissing, you have to have consent for that. And consent has to be spoken. It has to be verbal. Do you understand what I'm saying? And she said, yeah, so you have to say it. And I said, yes, you have to hear the person say it. Like, yes, it's okay for you to do this. And she's like, well, what if they can't talk? And I was like, well, okay. And I was like, well, a lot of people who can't talk, they use sign language. She goes, well, I don't know sign language. What if they speak Spanish? So then she started asking me all these questions. I was
like, crap, I didn't think
I know. And it's one of those situations where like you get so dumb. And you're like, it's just like crickets. Like,
let me get back to you on that one.
Yeah, let me circle back on that one. So yeah, I definitely wasn't prepared for there to be talk of that stuff so soon.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good thing that you're bringing it up, and just so that she has that word in her vocabulary or in her brain at least.
Yeah.
That's something that isn't brought up to her when she's 25.
Right.
Like most of us, our generation.
I know.
I'd be curious to know like what her little 6-year-old answer would be to like, why do you want to kiss your friends?
Yeah. I think to them it's more, it gets a reaction.
Interesting.
They don't really understand what it means to romantically like somebody, or like, I think it's, they see it, they're exposed to it either through television or they see their parents, or a lot of kids have older siblings. I've found that has become a thing.
You do everything your older siblings do.
Exactly. Yeah. And so there's a lot of stuff like that. And so I think they see it and then they model it and then they see it get a reaction.
Yeah, they're like,
kids are laughing and like it gets everybody riled up. And so that's really more what it's about.
Yeah.
Because she still doesn't really have a concept of what marriage is.
Right.
You know, she'll say so-and-so and so-and-so are getting married. And she doesn't even, you know what I mean? But it gets a reaction. Yeah. That's really all it is at this point.
I assume, it's just like they've seen people kiss, so now they're doing it because that's what kids do.
Yeah. We've seen this. We know it kind of means something, but we don't really know what, and we know it gets a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kids are so fun.
Oh, man. So, yeah. So that's been fun. And, there's been some questions that I just was not prepared for. And it's like, I said, let's just cross that bridge when we come to it. So, yeah. Anyway.
I can't believe you have a 6 and a 3-year-old either.
The school influence from like the other kids has been wild.
A trip, yeah.
And like it's like it's gonna happen, but at the same time it's like, and I'm gonna be honest, it kind of sucks.
Well, yeah, I mean it's
hard.
Kids are pure until they're socialized.
Yeah.
And that's where it happens at school. I mean, I talk about this with my therapist all the time, where it's like I had great parents, a very healthy upbringing for the most part. Everybody's childhood has weirdness in some degree. It's just like impossible to avoid. But, talking to her about like, is it really just socialization where all of my shit comes from, just like the pressures of, you know, the patriarchy and peer pressure and romantic expectations. Like, it's really just being bombarded with things. She was like, yeah,
yes,
it's incredibly powerful. I was like, it feels pathetic and weak. Like, I'm this sensitive person who just, like, I wasn't strong enough to just be like, I don't care what the world says.
To stand up against
like,
the pressure
it's the most
and the
powerful force in the universe, really.
Which is why this podcast is so important.
Yeah. Well, like, it is. It's like everybody is, no one is immune to it.
No.
And like,
there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it, and there's no controlling it. And I think that's what's so hard, especially about me having been a stay-at-home mom too. It's like, it's very easy to control their environment when they're young. You decide who they're spending their time with, where they're going. And then they get into school, and my kid is in public school, but it's this, you know, it doesn't matter. You could still be choosing private school, whatever. And like, maybe you have a little more control over that environment, but not much. And it's like, suddenly you ship them off to school, and you have no idea what's going on, who they're talking to, who they're around, what they're being exposed to. And I mean,
well, yeah, as a parent, I would imagine it's so hard because you can't do your one job, which is protect your kids.
Exactly.
At all costs.
Exactly.
And you just have to accept that, like, yeah, no matter what I do, I could do everything perfect. They're still going to be influenced by the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like the biggest influence they'll experience.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the sad reality of life.
I know. It's wild, dude. So anyway, that's what we've been doing at our house.
Sounds fun.
It's great.
Speaking of kids, you have to tell me about this Lion King.
Oh my God.
I think I've seen it, but
okay, so if you have not seen this, there's a video going around of these guys, and they are translating the lyrics of Circle of Life at the beginning. And forgive me, I'm not entirely sure. What language is it?
I'm
not totally
for
sure. I think it's an African language. Yeah. So he's translating it, and he's like, it literally is. It's a lion. Oh my God. It's a lion.
Which the reaction of the two, because I have seen this. It's like the two guys.
Yeah, you have to watch the video. Yeah. I'm not doing it justice, but
no, because the reaction of the two guys is the
they
best part.
can't believe it. Yeah,
shut up. Although I do find it hard. There is a translation for "oh my God" in this language.
I guess. Well, and it could be a situation where that's just the best translation.
Yeah, where it's like, wow. Or
yeah. Because there are some things that, of course, don't translate perfectly. But if you are somebody who speaks both languages, then you can usually translate it to the best of your ability. But so hilarious. It is a hilarious video. I highly recommend seeking that out if you've not seen it.
Very funny.
Oh dear. Another thing, there's really no segue here, so I'm just gonna
okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. I'm also very excited. I think we talked about this at one point way back when we were talking about just like all of the film content out there on YouTube, and we were talking about horror movies, and you were asking my opinion about, do you think having all of these things on streaming services, like, is it a good thing or a bad thing? And we sort of talked about like people having access to put their art out there, and like how we think it's probably a net positive, even though you have to sift through a bunch of crap sometimes. Yeah. So speaking of that, a YouTube creator who is now like a full-blown filmmaker, his name is Kane Parsons. He's, I think, only like 17 or 18 years old, or at least at the time. And he has been putting found footage films out on YouTube for a while now, and he has a full-length film. I believe it's called The Oldest View. It's a good watch. It's sort of about this like underground abandoned mall, and he like figures out how to get in there, and it's very atmospheric in terms of like the way the movie is quote unquote scary. But he also has like a 9-minute short called The Back Rooms that's, I think, based off of like an old creepypasta image.
An old what?
Creepypasta.
I don't know that.
Okay.
You don't have to get into it.
The horror people will know what I'm talking about. But if there's even a single horror person listening to this podcast, we don't know. But anyway, the short really like took off and did well, and he got a deal with A24 to make it into a full-length feature film.
Nice.
And
A24, that's a big deal.
yes, and it's coming out in May.
Oh, wow.
And I'm so excited. I can't wait. Mark Duplass is in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I love anything the Duplass brothers do, and Creep is by far one of the best found footage horror movies of all time, which is Mark Duplass's movie. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see it.
Cool.
I haven't seen a horror movie in the theaters for a hot minute, and I might.
It's coming out in theaters?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's A24. Like, they're, yeah.
Well, I feel like some of theirs don't always
Yeah,
go to theaters.
it depends. But, yeah, this is having a theater release in May. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, anyway, just really cool to see, you know, just like this young kid putting stuff out there on YouTube, and now he's making a movie with A24. So,
Heck
pretty
yeah.
cool.
I know, and see, like that is the kind of stuff where you're like, yeah, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a lot of slop out there too,
Yeah.
but you know, that's life.
Yeah, I mean,
Life is slop a lot of the time.
life is digging through the trash to find the treasure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, should we get into... Oh, before we get into the psychic updates, I do have to say one thing. And I don't know if this is a mix of AI and people actually doing it, but you know how like those trends pop up on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. So there's this one on TikTok right now where it's these 90s stars and that are adults now, and it starts with just like a video of them, and it's playing the Goo Goo Dolls song. I give up forever to touch you. They all have that song in the background, and it starts with just like them now. And then the tagline or the question is, Mom or Dad, what were you like in the 90s? And then it shows like a montage of all these photos of them. So far I've seen Kevin Bacon, John Stamos, Kristen Davis, Jennifer Love Hewitt, JTT, Devin Sawa, and Matthew Lillard. I'm obsessed with them. And some of them are like being posted from the person's actual account, and some of them I'm seeing from like, you know, pop culture accounts. So I think it's a real trend. I don't think they're AI, but
they don't like morph, they're just clips.
they're just clips.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So it'll be like Devin Sawa on the camera, and the song starts playing and he's like smiling. It's like a little video of him now. And then it goes into a montage of all of his pictures and stuff from the 90s.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's a montage of still images.
Okay.
All of their like media images and stuff, you know, and they're fantastic. And then I was cackling yesterday. I saw one, it pops up and it's Ham from The Sandlot. And it's like, you know, it's on him for a minute, and it's like, Dad, what were you like in the 90s? And then all of the pictures are Benny. I was cackling.
That's
He's the only
hilarious.
one that's put like a comedic spin on it. Like, yeah, I was actually Benny in
That's
the 90s.
really good. I don't know what happened, but
Right.
that's
It was hilarious.
Oh man,
I'm obsessed.
Ham does great content, because I feel
Yeah.
like I should just follow him. But his videos come up a lot. Well, he'll do TikTok trends.
Yeah.
But he'll do them like funny.
Yes!
Almost like making fun of them a little
Yes!
bit.
That's
But like
kind of what he's-
in a lighthearted, like fun way. You know, the one that I saw that was really good was there was that TikTok trend where it's like dudes call their guy friends just to say goodnight.
Yes.
And
that's
he
a
did
funny
it.
one.
He did it to all the Sandlot guys. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
and they
that
were
was
like, "That's sweet, bud. I love you too." And then one guy was just like, "What?
Yeah.
Are you serious right now? All right, I love you too. Bye." So funny.
I fell down a little rabbit hole of those one
Yeah,
night. That was
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
They get you, those TikTok trends.
Oh man,
They
some
really
of them
do.
are so good.
And speaking of trends, I finally started watching Stranger Things.
You did?
Yes, I got through season 2, like on the plane.
What do you think?
Oh, I loved it.
Hey, you're obsessed?
good,
yeah,
yeah.
it's so good.
I started watching season 3, but I was kind of like, I do this a lot where like I have trouble like really watching something and not doing other things.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched season 3 closely. I haven't been loving it as much, but probably because I haven't been paying attention that much.
Are they in the mall?
I don't think so. Or yeah,
Has the mall opened?
the mall is
Okay.
season 3.
Okay, then it's
And
gonna get good.
What's his face works in the mall and they like sneak in.
Yes, it's gonna get good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I was also concerned.
Steve
I was like,
Steve and
Dustin.
Dustin's narrative in season 3 is
great. I love their relationship.
Yeah.
Adam said the same thing. He was like, "Are Steve and Dustin like friends yet?" And I was like, "It's budding." He was like, their relationships gets really sweet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean the characters are just so great. Yeah, season 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
I was starting to get a little concerned in season 3. I was like, are they just going to be like doing the same thing every season?
Yes.
Fighting this.
Yeah.
But it stays interesting.
Yes. You're going to get sick of 11 just being like,
yeah.
but it is what it is. Each season has its own separate narrative that is good. And I feel like the end of each season is like, good. Yeah. So.
And they've just perfectly captured 80s nostalgia.
Yes.
I mean, just
so good.
So
even the
on.
freaking intro, just the words.
Yeah.
That's almost like Star Wars-esque.
Right.
But like its own spin. Yeah. I know. It's
Real
great. Good. It's fabulous. I'm so excited that you're watching it.
Cool.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, should we get into the psychic updates?
Sure.
Okay.
So we went to see a psychic. This was
a year
a year ago, but
a little more than a year ago. It was in February of last year.
Oh, it was February?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we released the episode. It was the episode before last. We re-released it. So if you listened to it, you're on the up and up. If you didn't, we'll give a little recap of.
Yeah. And we kind of just did it for fun, just to kind of see, and honestly for content.
Yeah.
To kind of, be something cool to talk about.
It was the early days of the podcast.
Yeah. And I think we've also just always thought it'd be cool to do. We grew up watching Now and Then.
Yes.
So,
and Ghost.
The psychic scene was very pinnacle in my childhood. So we went to see a psychic and we, asked her things about this podcast, like where do you see that going?
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of talked, I don't know if we really even asked her questions about our personal life, but we're just like, do you get any impressions from like the future for us? And I kind of told her that like I'm just now starting dating.
Yes.
Because I had just gotten on the dating apps for the first time. And she was like, I do see somebody in June. I'm getting June. I'm also getting that you have known each other, possibly.
Yes.
And did she say anything outside of that?
And that you were going to marry him.
Oh, yeah, that he was going to be the person I marry. Yeah.
And we were like, okay, that's pretty specific.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I went on my first date with the person I'm currently seeing on July 4th. We started talking in June.
Yes, they started messaging on the app in June.
Yeah. And I mean, we're still going strong. I don't want to jinx it or anything.
Right.
But it is just, and I'm not saying
we're not saying anything.
Going to be the person I marry, or that this was, a true psychic reading.
It's just interesting.
It is just very coincidental.
Yes.
It's kind of funny to be like, oh wow.
Yes.
But I do wonder, like, am I fulfilling this prophecy?
Even if you are, she still was right about June, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
And the thing that I also think is interesting is that she said that this was somebody that you know. She said it's somebody you don't know well, but it's somebody, she saw some kind of connection. So as they're talking, they find out that the guy she's seeing now worked at the same restaurant that we worked at when he lived in Bloomington. Now, we didn't work there at the same time.
We had never met each other.
Yes, but he did say, when they were talking about the timeline, he said, I used to come in there all the time when you were working there. There's a chance we may have met and they just don't remember, or it wasn't super significant at the time. And he is friends with some of the guys that we worked with there.
Yeah.
So
and knows a lot of the
and knows a lot of the same people. So yes, no, they don't know each other in the sense that if they did meet at some point, they don't remember it, but it's possible. And that is also an interesting coincidence or thing that has kind of lined up. Yeah. So, take it with a grain of salt, take it for what you will, but it's kind of fun.
It is. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I've also not told him about it yet. And I mean, not on purpose. I haven't been like avoiding telling him or feeling
we weren't going to like run out and tell him day one.
Right. But it also, I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you listened to that episode and you were curious, that is where we stand today. And who knows, you know what? Okay, Karen, maybe there's something to it.
Yeah. Her name's Karen.
Her name's Karen. And maybe she was right. I don't know,
We'll see.
If you do end up getting married.
I'm inviting her to the wedding.
We will be seeing Karen again. That's all I'm saying. So, and there was one other thing Well, one thing she did get right when we were talking to her, which could have just been a total guess, but she did say, "Oh, I'm seeing an attorney in your life," which it's interesting because you were like, "Oh yeah, my brother," but also Adam is an attorney.
She said that?
Yes, you don't remember? Because you were like, "Yeah, my brother."
Yeah. Weird.
So there's that. And then one other thing she said is that she saw a move for me. Or some kind of thing with my house. She just said that randomly. And I said, yeah, we are thinking about at some point we'll have to renovate or move. And she goes, I'm seeing something in May. And I can't remember exactly what else she said about it. She said something about it being more expensive than, she's like, be prepared to be over budget for whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
very
listen,
specific.
We didn't move and we didn't renovate our house. However, we did have to have our roof replaced. From a hailstorm. And so I can't remember. The hailstorm happened in April. I can't remember if the roof was replaced if we were still in April or if we had actually moved into May. But there's that too.
Wow. Karen,
so,
all right.
I don't know, Karen.
You are interested in a psychic reading. We can put you in touch with Karen.
We will put Karen's information.
Was all through Zoom.
Yes.
Which that was the thing I was very skeptical about. I was like,
yes,
how the hell
you made that very clear.
I was like, how can you get a feeling through a Zoom call? But
you have to think
how
about
it works. I know.
And listen, we're not saying that a lot of these aren't scams. I'm sure they are. But when you think about it, a lot of psychics operate over the phone too.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't feel like that's very good.
I don't feel like it's real over the phone. But
I don't think that's a very good evidence, but I know what you mean.
You know, yeah. I mean, more often than not, I think people are not seeing them in person is what I'm trying to get at.
Yes.
So if they are real, they're operating through the ether.
It's just vibes. And vibes.
We're going off vibes. Exactly.
Vibes can translate through all kinds of mediums.
That's right. So anyway, there's some things have aligned is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I can't deny it.
Yeah.
Can't deny that most things she said were...
a lot of the predictions she had for the podcast were in 2027, which is next year. So
next year is going to be our year.
We got the year of the fire horse to get our shit together, and then
really
2027 is the year.
We have to put out those cards. We need to take some with us.
Yes. Okay. Okay. A little housekeeping there.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a reality check. Most of it that I want to talk about is sort of like adjacent to what we're actually watching, and then we can talk about the shows a little bit too. But I really want to get your thoughts on the Amanda and West rumors.
Yeah.
If you guys have not seen, Demois posted it. Other people are talking about it, saying they've been receiving DMs that Amanda and West have been spotted out canoodling. What do you think?
I just don't think that's true. I don't think Amanda would do that to
Sierra. I know, I don't either. I feel like the only way Amanda would do that is if Sierra was 100% okay with it. And I feel like the only way Sierra would be 100% okay with it is if she was in a relationship with somebody else and in love with them. Yeah. I could see her, if that was the case, being like, I don't care, I'm in love, I'm in this relationship. But I think we would know that if that was going on. And I just don't see it.
It just also, like, that is not the first person I would suspect Amanda to go for. If anything, her and Ben would be hooking up. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And because that whole episode, did you see that episode where, like,
I'm caught up.
Was, like, making comments about Ben and her.
He definitely wants to sleep with her at the dinner table, and then it blew up into a whole thing.
And I think it's true. I think they do have a flirtatious nature. I don't think he's the type of guy that would ever do that.
He doesn't seem like it.
But I think there is definitely an attraction there.
Oh, yeah.
If Amanda was a single woman.
Which is why he got so defensive about it, too.
Yeah. And obviously she was just like,
she
I have
shouldn't
feelings for
him.
It
was messy.
It was like textbook, like, I'm insecure, you don't like me, so I'm going to call this out. Yeah.
Yes. It was so cringy.
So weird.
Because, like, we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like.
And it's like she didn't even realize. She had no idea how she's, like, no self-awareness.
Well, I think it's once it came out, she kind of did.
Well, yeah. But I think even in the moment.
But she wasn't going to let on.
Yeah. It was very strange.
After she said it and it gave an atmosphere,
Yeah.
she had to have realized, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. She played it off pretty well. She
yeah.
just kind of like.
Well, because she had to.
Yeah, no, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Like,
And
you're so embarrassed internally, you have to just like.
Yeah, and it's the fact that it's been multiple times. It'd be one thing if she just like slipped up, made a bad joke, but it's like. She said it before. Something going on because this is a multiple time. Like, she is picking up on something.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think either of them are the type of person that would ever cross that line.
Right.
But there's definitely, like, you can't tell me if she wasn't married that he wouldn't be trying to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I just don't. I feel like this is. You hear this stuff all the time.
Right.
Rumors fly like this. I just don't think it's.
I don't see it.
And did you see Kyle on Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah.
He also didn't seem concerned about it.
You know, and I was surprised some of the other pop culture podcasts that I listened to, like, people are really believing it. I was kind of surprised.
Funny. I mean, has there been, like, are there videos and photos?
I don't know.
Evidence.
Well, one person's explanation was that apparently Demois and Amanda have like a good relationship, and they were saying like she wouldn't post that about Amanda if she either A, didn't have a sign off to do it, or if B, she knows for sure it's true.
Oh, well, anybody can say that though.
I know. I just it's the whole Sierra of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see Amanda not really giving a shit what Kyle thought about it.
Yeah, no.
But it's the Sierra of it all.
Yeah,
she's not going to do that to Sierra.
Even West, I feel like they seem like they all have bro code and girl code. They're very like allegiant to that, I feel like.
And I do feel like West and Sierra are in love.
Yeah.
They just are.
They just are. No,
and they're
West
so
is...
I ship them.
Oh, hell yeah. I ship West. West is my type through and through.
Yeah.
I would definitely be going for that. Yeah. I know, and it's like you guys love each other.
They're in love. Okay, let's talk briefly about the new RHONY cast. So Aaron, Jessel, and Cy are back. And then the new cast members are Haley Glassman, Erica Hammond, and Daisy Toy. So Haley Glassman is like in public relations and marketing. Erica Hammond is a celebrity fitness trainer, and Daisy Toy, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Toya is a celebrity makeup artist. I knew nothing about them. I know nothing about them except I have been seeing that this Haley Glassman. So the Toast is hosted by Claudia and Jackie Oshry, who are sisters, and think what you will about them. They've had some controversies, possibly are a little problematic, but Claudia came on TikTok and was like, I saw that this Haley Glassman was a new cast member on RHONY, and I kept thinking, where do I know her name from? I know that name from somewhere. So she looks her up on Instagram or whatever platform, realizes she doesn't recognize her face, but then she's like, wait a minute. She goes into their messages. This girl has been trolling her in her DMs for like years, saying just like weird stuff like, oh, like, well, you looked skinnier when you were pregnant than you do now.
What?
And like all kinds of like that
just, like,
weird
on her own account, her personal account.
Yes, messaging her on her personal account, and she's like showing the messages, and it's that kind of weird toxicity where she'll be like, oh, congratulations, girl, like you look great, and then the next one will be like, well, you looked skinnier when you were pregnant, and then the next one will be like, so happy for you, mama, and then the next one will be a troll comment.
What? As her name? Like, as herself?
Yes.
Trying to...
No, yeah.
That's, like, kind of psychotic behavior.
Right. And now she's a housewife on RHONY. And so, anyway, I just thought that was, like, interesting. I mean, I don't know anything about her.
Weird, yeah.
And the other thing I found interesting is that when I went to Haley Glassman's profile on TikTok, her account is private.
Yeah, that's...
Which is... Also, she dated John Gosling.
Which is hilarious. So... How did that happen?
I have no idea. I mean, I assume maybe she'll be forced to talk about it on the show. I don't know. But I don't know anything about the other two.
Well, I'm excited we'll have the three of them back.
Yeah. Those
are good picks.
I think so too. I think they were the right move in terms of who to invite back.
I am kind of sad. What was her name?
Raquel,
I know.
She was the best, but she wasn't a full-time. Wasn't she friend of?
Oh, was she? I
can't remember if she had a tagline.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think so.
No. Jenna, I'm not surprised she's not coming back.
I'm not surprised. Obviously, Bryn.
Yeah, obviously Bryn didn't get to. Wonder what she's doing
And
these
what's
days.
the Uba?
Yeah. Oh yeah, remember what all that went down? Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for it to start.
Okay. Just a quick circle back to Summer House. Carl's cap sleeve sweater was a new ick unlocked for me.
Gotta look up
His
the
cap sleeve sweater
picture.
vest.
The white sweater.
In his confessional, it was a cat
Yeah.
sleeved white sweater vest.
Got some interesting choices. If he has a stylist, they're really making some bold moves.
And like another thing that gives me the ick with him and Shep and Austin, and listen, I get it. I'm 5'10". I'm tall for a girl. It's hard to find pants that are long enough, but when they sit down on Watch What Happens Live and 6 inches of their ankle and shin are showing, I cannot. I can't. Can somebody not tailor a pant for them?
Yeah.
I just don't think a cap sleeve on a man just is not it. I don't think.
No.
No.
I'm not sure that works. I
No.
mean, a cap sleeve even on a woman isn't that great.
It depends. And listen, I like a sweater vest on a guy, but you need a shirt underneath.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that is like it can be pulled off, but you have to have some serious riz. And you have to be going somewhere.
Yeah, and it
where
has
it's,
to be
like,
the full
perfectly-
outfit.
Yeah,
and the fact that
exactly.
it's just a chest up confessional and he's
Yeah.
just right there in your face with just an
that.
ivory cap sleeve sweater vest. It's like, what? Yeah, no, it has to be the whole fit.
Yeah.
Like I could see a guy making it work, not a cap sleeve. A full sleeveless sweater vest with the right pants and like
on a
and
beach or
styling.
something, yeah.
Maybe. And especially in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Sure. But like this wasn't
sitting
it.
down in front of a camera. Yeah.
Nope.
No. I
Nope.
agree.
Okay, can we talk about
Sutton?
the fact that her husband is marrying her friend?
They
her
should have
ex-husband?
done this.
Why didn't they tell us
deep
this
dive
from the
on
start?
Sutton. I know. I was like, I see Sutton in a completely new light. I knew she was like married to this very rich man, socialite kind of, but I was just like, oh, Sutton. I hated Sutton. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know something about Sutton now.
Right.
I know. It definitely like just changed my perspective so much. And the fact, yeah, her best friend.
Yeah, yikes.
Yikes. Bikes for real.
I know,
I
because
would
there
be
was
an
a part
angry
of me.
biatch too.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I still feel like she should try to take more of a embracing her maiden name stance. But I understand that part of it more now too, where she was so hurt by that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have that context yet.
Yeah.
We didn't know that he was doing it because he wanted to marry her best friend.
Right. And I wonder if.
Maybe not best friend, but a good
wonder-
friend of hers. She said they raised their kids together.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, it sounds like they know each other for a
Yes.
incredibly long time. I wonder if she had some kind of like legality thing where she couldn't talk about it. The
Maybe.
show couldn't like.
Could be.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Sutton Brown, I feel like she's really turned a corner.
I know.
She's like a whole new Sutton.
I go back and forth on Sutton. There's things about her that I find endearing, and then there's things about her that I find abhorrent.
Yeah.
And so
Same. And
it's
I've always kind of liked a woman who's not, this soft, little, fragile, likable person all the time.
yeah.
I think there is a part of Sutton's personality that I think is great for
Yeah.
that reason.
Yeah.
But
She's
then
good
sometimes
TV
she
for sure.
fires off things where I'm just like, Sutton.
I know. It's hard to defend her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, who I've kind of come around just a little bit to is Amanda.
She's
still,
okay.
She's still insufferable.
She's insufferable.
And very just like unself-aware. But I saw honestly, what kind of sold me a little bit on her was her on Watch What Happens Live. Because she did point out a couple things where it's like, because they had all those scenes of her talking about, my Chanel bag,
Oh, yes, I did
sunscreen.
watch it. And she's like, they all do it too.
And it's true, they do.
And
they're
that
all
could be the
obsessed.
edit.
Yeah.
That could be the
And
edit.
they're all obsessed. And I mean, I think she
With
probably
labels
is
and-
doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, she talks about labels. And
She's
she
like, I
probably-
thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No.
She is exhausting in that way, but they all are. And for them to pretend like they're not obsessed with Birkins and
No, I know.
appearance and labels and flaunting their money
No.
is insane.
I agree. I think the thing with her for me is this superiority complex she has about being drama free.
Yeah.
Coming from a place of regulation and like not and I don't want to be reactive. And she's right. Those are good things in real life. This isn't real life, baby. This is Housewives. You got to come prepared to get in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you had to have known what was that.
Yeah.
You
And if
know
you
the gig.
thought your whole shtick was going to come in and be this person that's above everything and showing all these other women how to act and like how to be emotionally regulated, like that's not it.
No. I also like the nauseating part for me is this, self-made woman who has earned all of her money by teaching and sharing things with women. Like, okay, you teach manifesting. Like, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's not, I'm not saying it's not valuable or worthy, but it's an opinion basically. You're not teaching a real tangible thing.
And you're taking people's money.
Yeah. And like what's the word? Not authority complex. Superiority complex she has around that is obnoxious.
It is. And she's made a couple of offhanded comments about so-and-so getting their money from a man and this and that.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like, there's some truth to that for some of these women, but at this point in the game, all of these women are now self-made.
Yeah.
You're not better than them.
Right.
You know?
Also, it's not helping anyone being like, it's not helping anyone get out of their money troubles by being like, well, you didn't make your own money.
Exactly.
I was like, come on. We're not in that stage of feminism anymore, and you need to get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, no one cares.
Right.
No one cares if you got your money from your husband or not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over that.
Me too.
But she did, as the episodes go on, I am kind of like, you're annoying, but I don't think you're completely wrong about some of the opinions you have in this show.
No, for sure. Okay, what do we need to say about Southern Charm? It was the season finale.
Yeah. Oh, God, Craig.
Craig is the worst.
Craig just needs to, like, have your pillow company and get off TV. Honestly, is kind of how I feel. He's in another reality. And he is so... I mean, I think
when
he is a narcissist.
When he said, I made one mistake in 2 years.
I know!
I'm sorry, what?
He's just so, like, immediately, like... You know how when you get drunk and you do things, even if you don't do things, you wake up with anxiety?
Yes.
I don't think that man has experienced a moment of anxiety feeling bad about anything he's done because it doesn't occur to him
I know.
that he's done anything wrong. And I mean, what a beautiful place to live where you can just walk through life and be like, nothing I do is wrong. Everyone else just needs to get over it. And truly have no insecurity about that.
I know.
Like, it must be
he was
sublime.
just like, stuff happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
like you were screaming at people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, a very immature take to be like, oh, I was drunk.
Yes.
No, we're adults now.
Yeah,
The
you're
things you do when
36
drunk
years
are
old,
still
Craig.
You still have to take responsibility for them. I just am so glad that Charlie was like, no.
Yes, I know. And that last scene, poor Sally. I felt bad for Sally. That last scene where like Charlie knew.
Oh, I know. I don't like Charlie.
And
I hate watching so many of the women on that show. It's just like, oh, I want to be like, God, you guys are so stuck in this. Oh, I just want to be liked. I want to be chosen. I need to like, it's all about these guys. Yes. And it just breaks my heart because I want to be like, you're also desperate for these schlubs to pick you.
I know.
Austin?
Like,
What?
from Craig to Austin?
I know. I just want to be like, there's so many other dudes.
But from what I've heard, in Charleston, there's not.
Yeah, I know. I have heard that. And it is, the times I've been to Charleston, you can see it. It's like.
Yeah.
And,
the women are clawing each other's eyes out for the 7 dudes in Charleston.
Yeah, and they're all average.
Yes.
It's not like they're like these 7 princes. They're
right.
just like drunks who hang out and live in Neverland.
Exactly. They're Peter Pans, all of them. I know. Well, and I will say, that's the one thing, the one redeeming quality about Craig, if there ever was one, is that he does seem to want a relationship and something real with a girl.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't treat women the way he should.
No, and he has,
but
he has a very patriarchal view of like what a relationship should be.
Yes.
And he definitely, the thing that blew me away was like, he was like, I would have picked you over my ex-girlfriend. I would have picked you? I'm sorry. And she was like, really?
I know.
Oh my God. I
Like
was
that almost made her reconsider.
I was like, are you? Oh, where are we? What century
I would have
is
been like,
this?
I didn't realize it was a competition.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was all in your lap.
Yeah.
That you were the one in
On
control
your
picking.
terms.
Yeah, excuse me. Oh, I know.
I know.
Her reaction
and then
was,
him going around telling everyone else that too.
Yeah, I know. I love Madison LaCroix in the after show, and she was like, "You did not say that. Like that is insane. I cannot believe you said that to her." Yeah, and he said it like it
this
was a gift.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
I know.
Like this is what's gonna.
I
Yeah.
was beyond at that.
Like how could you possibly be breaking up with me when I was gonna pick you?
Yeah, me. The creme de la creme.
The picker.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, let's get into the weeds.
All right, we're doing
Center Stage. Pop Culture Archives.
yes.
This month is Center Stage, which we let you know a few episodes ago, so you could rewatch if you wanted to. So if you didn't, tough. You had your opportunity. And initial reactions
So good.
still hits.
Still slabs. I mean, I can't believe how many of the lines I remembered. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched this one. I was a serial watcher of movies when I was young.
Yeah,
I think that's
like
a very common girl
yeah, I don't
thing.
think that's a unique experience. Yeah.
Center Stage was definitely one I watched
Me too.
many times. And I was pleasantly surprised that
How much you enjoyed it.
yeah, and it held up.
Yeah.
You know, the acting leaves something to be desired because
Sure.
all of these, most of them are professional dancers, not
Some of them,
professional
yes,
actors.
yes.
Quite a few of them are. And so, you know, the acting and the writing isn't like the best, but the story's so good.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. And like, I actually thought they handled a lot of those serious themes really well.
Yeah. So I just want to preface this by saying that we don't know anything about ballet, and I have no idea really how accurate this movie is as a representation of real ballet culture. So like we're not approaching it from that angle. I can't speak to that. I did see some, when I was doing the research, some comments from people who are in ballet who say they love the movie.
Oh, nice.
And of course, there are some actual ballet dancers in it. So I think that probably speaks a little bit to the accuracy.
And because, I mean, the dancers, at least one of the main actors, Cooper Nielsen, is like a big time ballet dancer.
Yeah.
You know, I think at least I would assume that if he was that serious of a ballet dancer, he would at least
Wouldn't have taken the role.
kind of accurate. Yeah, to some degree, the dancing.
As far as like the screenplay, like who wrote it and like the production, I don't
story,
know.
yeah,
Okay, so yeah, I mean we're covering it because it was massively popular. It's like a core pop culture moment from our adolescence. The movie came out in 2000. It stars Amanda Schull as Jodie, who she is a ballet dancer. Zoe Saldana, who is not. That was actually her first movie.
Yeah, I read that she did have some ballet training or like experience. She wasn't like an actual dancer, but like
I can't remember what it said. She had very minimal,
yeah.
but
you
she's
can
an
tell,
actress.
'cause, like,
Yeah.
she's really dancing.
She had a body double though.
She did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of the scenes where it's not as like maybe when they're in the practice room and stuff.
Sure.
But
yeah,
yes.
like the actual ballet.
Yeah, the
isn't
actual.
her,
Yeah,
but
she had a body double for that. And then Susan May Pratt as Maureen, who had no ballet experience. She's an actress. Ethan Steiple is Cooper Nielsen, and he basically is Cooper Nielsen in real life.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically playing himself.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha Radesky, who was Charlie. He was a ballet dancer. And then Peter Gallagher as Jonathan, who obviously is an actor. Donna Murphy as Juliette Simone. I can't remember what her background is. It's not in ballet.
She definitely looks like a dancer.
I know, right? I can't remember what hers was. And then Julie Kent, who is Kathleen Donahue in the movie, was like a prima ballerina. So Zoe Saldana's her first movie. Some of her other films, she was huge in Avatar, Star Trek. She was in Pirates of the Caribbean. She was in this movie called Out of the Furnace, which won some awards like several years ago. And then most recently, she was in Amelia Perez.
Yeah, she's a big star.
Yeah. She's gone on to do a lot of things. And then Amanda Schull, who is a ballet dancer and actress, also said that sort of her trajectory as a ballet dancer was fairly similar to like what was portrayed in the movie for her character, which is kind of fun. including not having good feet.
Mm-hmm.
She's done a bunch of like random television shows over the years, like one episode here and there. She was on One Tree Hill for like an entire season. She was in a few episodes of Pretty Little Liars. And then most recently, do you remember the movie 12 Monkeys, which was like a wild movie back in the day?
Was Brad Pitt in it?
Yes. And they made a TV series.
Oh.
And I guess she's like a star of that as Dr. Cassandra O'Reilly. And then I guess has been in an episode of The Pit as well.
Oh, big show.
Yeah. So then Susan May Pratt, she did quite a few movies from 1999 to 2004-05 and then kind of fell off a little bit. Most famously, 10 Things I Hate About You, which we love. The older sister's Julia Stiles' friend.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. And she was like, Shakespeare and I are very involved.
Yes. Who ends up dating the
yes.
the guy who drives on the moped.
Yes. Yeah. And then she was in Drive Me Crazy. Remember that movie with Clarissa Explains It All? Yeah. And then I thought this was interesting because, and we'll get into this when we get into the meat of the movie, but also trigger warning, there is talk of eating disorders. So if that's something you don't want to listen to, I suggest skipping this one. Susan May Pratt's character struggles with an eating disorder in the movie. Then she was in a movie in 2003 called Hunger Point, which was a Lifetime drama film based on a novel by Killian Doff about a family torn apart by a mother's obsession with thinness, which leads to her daughters developing severe eating disorders, particularly anorexia, with tragic consequences. So she was apparently the poster child for that.
Yeah,
in the early 2000s.
I feel like the early 2000s, eating disorders was kind of a
Yes.
It was kind of a hot topic.
It was a hot topic because it was
like the 90s
heroin chic. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, just a couple of fun facts before we get into the scenes. So the American Ballet Company, ABC, is a fictitious school. The single from the film's soundtrack, I Want to Be With You, Mandy Moore.
Be with you.
Yes.
This song's so loud.
It became Mandy Moore's highest charting song.
I know. I can't believe it was that popular.
I would have thought for sure it would have been like Candy or
talking about panties in my pocket.
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't know that became like basically her biggest song. Like candy. Yeah. Okay, so of the main characters who are dancers, 4 are professional ballet dancers, which we kind of said earlier, but Amanda Scholl, Ethan Stifel, Sasha Radesky, and Julie Kent. Sergei's character, Ilya Kulik, was a professional figure skater and an Olympic champion, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I remember watching him as this ice skater.
2 actors with absolutely no ballet training were Susan May Pratt and Shaquem Evans, who played Eric. Body doubles were used for them for the major dance sequences. And then they used a lot of ballet dancers for like the background people. Those were ballet dancers. And then a lot of them went on to be principal dancers after the movie, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The film was choreographed by Susan Stroman, who won an American Choreography Award for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Way to go, Suze.
Yeah. And then another just fun little fact is that the subplot in which Cooper attracts the financial support of a flirtatious, wealthy female philanthropist, that is actually real. His character had a similar relationship with a woman in
I
real
had
life.
in my notes that was one of my favorite like little side plot lines. I think it's so funny. I thought the way she performed it was hilarious.
Yeah. The woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the cast was very close off camera and spent a lot of time together socially, including evenings at Amanda's apartment and even a weekend spent in the Hamptons together. And then the nightclub scene, the dance scene, none of them had much experience with salsa. And while relying heavily on the choreography at first, they were told they were being too rigid and like it looked a little bit uncomfortable. And they were told to just kind of like let loose. So they started improvising and having fun. And the final cut that made the film was a combination of both the choreography and them then just kind of doing their thing, which was fun. Yeah.
I loved that scene with Ilya dancing with
the older
Spanish
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to kind of go through scene by scene. And, you know, this is a movie, you know, we chose to do this movie because it was so huge. And of course, there are things that like speak to the larger picture. So we're just going to kind of go through the scenes and just sort of talk about them as things come up. So one thing that I noted early on in the opening scene, Ava is talking to some friends. They appear to be, and that's another thing about the movie, is we don't have a super clear idea of how old the girls are, because there's a lot of comments about, oh, like you can just go to college. You know, like if the dancing doesn't work out, you just go to college. It almost seems like they're going there out of high school, but then there also seem to be drinking.
Yeah,
so,
there's also some students who are like, oh, she's been here since she was 9.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to tell.
You don't know how old people are.
Yeah.
So, because in the opening scene, Ava appears to be in a bar of sorts with a couple friends and they're drinking. So I don't know how old they are exactly. But she's talking about maybe she won't go. And someone says, what are you going to do instead? And she said, there's a Hooters opening. Maybe I'll just work there. And then he says, you don't have the rack. And she says, I'll get implants.
I'll get implants.
Yeah. I mean, just interesting because it's like, why is the only other option Hooters?
Right.
Like, why choose Hooters? She could have just said, I'll just get a waitress job.
Right.
But it had to be Hooters.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
okay.
the only other option.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting, too, the smoking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They were smoking in that bar, and then, like, that first scene in the dorm room, she just, like, lights up a cig in the dorm room.
Well, I think at that point,
I think it was just different. Yeah,
it was
like
a different time. Smoking
like
was still cool in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
I mean, it was still a very big part of like adolescent drinking and partying culture.
Yeah, for sure. It was just funny to see, like, oh yeah, people really just used to light up cigs anywhere.
Oh yeah,
you kind of forget.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I guess like, how much of a synopsis are we going to give? Because are we just assuming that everyone's seen it?
Synopsis would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So if you haven't seen it, you should. But the movie essentially is about a group of young people who are trying to get a spot in this ballet company. They go to this school, they train for the ballet. It's a workshop. And then based on how they perform in the workshop, they can get chosen to be a part of the company.
Yeah.
So it's about, trying to be a ballerina culture, and it's men and women.
Mm-hmm. So the main characters are this group of scholarships, and then there's these 2 main dancers who used to be in a relationship together.
Yes.
Cooper Nielsen and what's her name in the movie?
Kathleen Donahue.
And they're like the big principal
stars. They were like, yes.
And they were in a relationship, but then Kathleen left for the director of the company. And now they're married. Jonathan. And now they're married. And Cooper's like the bad boy ballet dancer.
Yeah, and
which is like...
in the beginning, he had been gone, like dancing in Europe or something for a while. And now he's back at the school.
Yeah, he left after that whole relationship, had to run away, and then now is back to reclaim his throne.
Yes.
And he's like supposed to be the hot bad boy ballet, which is just so funny in and of itself because he like drives a motorcycle, wears a leather jacket.
Yes.
He's got this like hair.
But he's like, twinkle toesing.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
And also, I know we're not supposed to talk about
men
like,
doing ballet gives you the ick.
I mean, no, not even that.
Oh.
I don't think men's ballet gives me the ick.
It did me. I couldn't help it.
I just don't. He gave me the ick.
Yeah.
Just personally. And
watching him and Charlie ballet off.
Oh my God.
Gave me the ick so bad.
Okay, I rewound and watched this scene like 4 times, and I remember it from my childhood just being like, it giving me the ick then.
Yes.
There's this scene where Cooper does this insane dance move where he's like, and he's like doing like a jazz move and his whole body gyrates. And he does it twice, and then he like slides over and his eyes are all crazy, and it's supposed to be him like displaying his masculinity, and it is the most insane cringiest thing you've ever seen. And I just want to be like, he's supposed to be the heartthrob, this guy.
No, I know.
That's the thing. It's like ballet guys are very distinct, and it's like
if you're into it, you're into it.
Yeah, but it's like trying to just be like, this is generally hot guys is kind of like a stretch, but it's a different world, the ballet world.
Yeah, and I mean, it is important because it's going to play into what we're talking about, that Jody and Cooper get flirty, and you can tell like something's going to go on. And there's a scene where Jody and Ava and Maureen, they're all kind of talking, and they're talking about how Cooper and Kathleen were together, but then I guess, and also the rumor is that she cheated on Cooper with Jonathan and then married him. So all the girls are talking about that, and that's kind of what sets the scene. That's how you as the viewer find out. And they're talking about how he's back and he hasn't talked to anyone yet. And Jody goes, well, he talked to me. Because as he was like showing up to the school again, he pulls up on his motorcycle and offers to help her with her bags. So then when they're having that conversation, she's like, oh, well, he talks to me. They make a very clear point of all the girls like looking at her being like, okay. And like, it's very clear on their faces that they're judging that interaction of like,
And like they all know what's going to happen. And Jody has this sweet innocence to her.
Yes.
She falls for this guy.
Yes.
Showing her attention, but only because she hasn't been in that world where it very much felt like all the other girls were like, we know what's gonna happen. It's clearly like he's gonna do what he does to every girl.
He's gonna womanize her. Yeah. And I think too, like, and again, there's not a lot of context. Like, I don't know exactly how old Jody is. They never say. We don't know exactly how old Cooper is either. They have a couple of interactions, and then they end up seeing each other at a dance class outside of the ballet,
which is one of the best scenes.
Yeah. Jody's kind of having this moment where she's like, I just need to have fun with dancing, because she's kind of struggling in the company. She doesn't have great feet. Her turnout's bad. And she's like, I need to go like let loose and like have fun dancing.
Remember why I love
it. So she goes to a class off campus, quote unquote, and the next thing she knows, he comes in and he's in the class too. And you can tell they're kind of like vibing in the class. Yeah. And then he takes her on his motorcycle and they go to his apartment and they end up sleeping together. And they never say, you don't have the context, but I feel like there's this underlying implication that like she might be a virgin.
Yeah.
Or at least very inexperienced.
For sure.
And
I mean, you don't have any backstory of Jody, obviously. But like, I feel like that's implied.
Yeah. So she gets involved with him. And there's this big conflict between him and Jonathan, because Jonathan has his workshop, and then Cooper decides he's going to put on his own workshop. And it's sort of like this competition between the two of them, and like who's the better dancer and like who's the big shot. And so Jody, who doesn't get chosen to be like a lead dancer in Jonathan's ballet, ends up being a lead dancer in Cooper's ballet. And so there's this whole sort of like, is there a power dynamic at play here? What's going on? Like, is there a quid pro quo? Like, they slept together and now she is being told by Jonathan and the other woman, oh, you don't have good feet, your turnout's bad, I don't know if this is the place for you. They have a conversation at one point where it's almost like she's like, are you kicking me out? And they're like, no, but you maybe need to start thinking about your future. And that's when she gets invited to be a lead dancer in Cooper's ballet, which is,
and also, so they hook up, they have sex, and then she assumes
they're together.
Yeah. She shows up places and is like acting like they're in a relationship. He gets like, whoa, is embarrassed, and then drops her. Yeah. And like shows up somewhere with another girl and right in front of her. And so she's like, oh, I didn't realize. Oh, of course. So then, there's that whole dynamic of like, I assumed sex meant we were in a relationship. Yes. I didn't realize that like this was just a conquest thing.
Yes. And at one point, Charlie, who has a crush on Jody, asks her out and she says, oh, I'm seeing someone. Yeah. And it solidifies the fact that she thinks they're her and Cooper are in a relationship.
And then the funny thing happens where Cooper starts to see this other guy's interest in her, and then he starts to like get jealous.
And then they have the ballet off.
They have the ballet off.
And it's so cringe.
So cringe, but also just like typical like dude storyline trope. Yes. Yeah. But Jody gets hers in the end because
she does.
He offers her a spot in his company, his new company that he's making. He's going off and doing his own thing. Yeah. And she takes it. And he kind of hits on her and is like, goes in for a kiss after she accepts. Yeah. And she's like, no. She's like, you're a great dancer, but you're a shitty boyfriend. Like, yeah. And then it is a little bit of a power move on Jody's half.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't think she even realized, like, yeah. It's almost unintentional, I think. Yeah. In a way. And it's also, we talked about this a little off record, like, we really hadn't conceptualized power dynamics yet in this way, or at least we weren't talking about them. And yeah, again, we don't really have enough context to know quite what's going on. It definitely comes off as Cooper absolutely just like took advantage of a situation and, you know, definitely did not treat it the way he should have, and that she was definitely in a more vulnerable position than he was. And then, yeah, there's the question of, was there a little bit of quid pro quo there? Was he kind of baiting her with like, oh, hang out with me and like maybe we'll see what your future holds in my workshop and like my company? Like, again, we don't really have enough context. It definitely is approached at the end of the movie as kind of a lighthearted thing. Yeah. You know?
She was like, because she does like, you're a hell of a dancer, but as a boyfriend, you kind
of suck. Yeah.
And then she like goes off and it's like, you know.
And she's like, not some like scorned woman.
Yeah.
Like,
she's going on. She's going to like, she has this cool new spot. Everything works out.
And even though he says a couple like pretty crappy things to her and is like really unkind to her in that one practice, he doesn't in the end hold it against her.
No, it is kind of clear that like he thinks she's a good dancer.
Yes.
And, like he wouldn't offer that to her if like.
Yes, you get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is interesting, going back and watching it, like no understanding what power dynamics are. It is kind of funny to see like him taking advantage of her was never seen through the lens of, oh, you shouldn't date someone who potentially works for you or you mentor, or even that she's too young for him. Like those things were never the problem. It was mostly just like, oh, you're a jerky guy. Yeah. She fell for you and you like didn't treat her right. Yeah. None of that was ever like, oh, I was taken advantage by someone who held power over me.
Exactly.
You know, and like, cause that was just not something we had all like conceptualized yet.
Yeah, no, we definitely weren't talking about it in a mainstream way. No. Yeah, and there is some of that at play there for sure, because he does have control and influence over her career trajectory within the company. So yeah, I mean, and you know, you don't necessarily get that that's his motive or that he's trying to use that influence to get her to come to his apartment, but it can be implied too. Yeah. You know? So anyway, that's kind of how that whole situation plays out. The other like kind of big or heavier theme is Maureen's character, who is like the quote unquote prima ballerina.
Perfect technique.
She's the one that you know is going to get cast as the principal dancer in Jonathan's ballet, and she does. And as the story unfolds, you realize that she is struggling with an eating disorder, bulimia, and they actually handle this one really well, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, and quick, just shout out to her Temu Paul Rudd boyfriend.
He really did.
The actor that plays her boyfriend looks exactly like Paul Rudd.
Like kind of to a T.
At first I was like,
is that Paul Rudd?
Is it him? And I was like, no, he's not in this. Oh man.
I know. No, I think they did a nice job of like, there's a complete resolution to it.
Yes.
Which really, again, puts her in a powerful position where like she takes, you know, control over her life. And
the theme of needing to be thin and having the ideal body type for a ballerina is a theme throughout the entire movie. Jodie talks about how I don't have good feet, my turnout's bad, I don't have the ideal body type. There's a scene early on before you know about the eating disorder where Maureen and her mom are in the lunch line and they're talking about who's going to make it, you know, into the company. And she says, I think it's going to be me and so and so and so and so. And the mom says something about a girl, Emily. And Maureen says, have you seen Emily lately? And then Emily walks by and Maureen and her mom look over. I think they say hi, whatever. And then they both look at each other. And it's very clear that they're making the observation that she's put on weight.
Yeah, and they say something really foul.
Yes, they say
you're gonna have to use a crane to lift her.
Yes, that's what she says. She said it's very clear they're referring to the weight gain, and then Maureen says, yeah, they'll need a crane to lift her. And of course it's absurd because she's objectively very thin.
Yeah. Which in the ballet world, like thin is a whole other level.
Yes.
But still.
Yeah.
And it's and there's like 2 levels of that, because it's like the eating disorder stuff, and then just like the cattiness of a mother and a daughter, which is like not healthy.
Yeah.
And just like the cutthroatness of the industry.
Yes.
And like how eating disorders bleeds into that is dangerous.
Yes. And then as the movie goes on, more comments are made about Emily's weight and what Emily's eating, and then she eventually gets asked to leave. And this was, I felt like, such a good scene when the mom comes to pick her up. She gets called into the office to speak with, Jonathan and the other people that run the company. We don't see the meeting, but then the girls chase her outside, and her mom's there to pick her up, and she's being told that she's, been asked to leave. And the mom says, I could kill that man. You're not fat. You're beautiful. And they're like, so you're really leaving? And she says, yeah, my mom thinks it's for the best. And Emily's mom says, dancing used to make her happy, and it doesn't anymore. You girls promise me you won't let anyone make you feel bad about yourself. You're perfect the way God made you. And I just think that it was so well said. And I think there's a point there too where Maureen is standing there, and the eating disorder stuff is playing out with Maureen simultaneously while this is happening with Emily, and you can tell that something starts to deteriorate in Maureen. At the very beginning of the movie, she's very much like, I am the prima ballerina, I am the best, I'm yada yada,
ballet is life,
yes. And as the story unfolds, you can kind of see her attitude about it deteriorate, and you can see that something is off, and it's not just the eating disorder. And I think that comment of saying dancing used to make her happy and it doesn't anymore, and don't let that happen, and like, this is for the best, I'm taking her home. I think that really resonates with Maureen.
Yeah.
And another thing to point out with the story with Ava's character is she comes in as kind of the rebellious, like off the cuff, like she's late to practice. She doesn't really take it seriously.
She's mouthy.
She's mouthy.
Saying, she's got attitude.
Yeah. And she gets in a little bit of hot water with the director and the instructor. But she also is really the one that has the real passion for it.
Yeah.
And she gets cast in the workshop as a background dancer, and Maureen gets cast as the principal. And she makes several comments about, I'm not going to make it into the company. Like, no one's going to see me. I'm just in the core. They call it the core. She's like, but I'm going to keep dancing no matter what. I'll be dancing long after this. And you can just tell if she has a passion for it, she's going to be doing it. And she's a fantastic dancer.
Yeah, she's the other one that all the other girls, when they see dance when she first comes, are like, oh, she's competition. Like, she's the one that's got it.
But it's her mouth that gets her in trouble.
Yeah. And because, the ballet as an institution is very, pinned up. Like, you have to be a certain type of person,
for sure. Yeah.
And attitude is one, and you can't, there are certain standards and you have to meet them.
Yes.
There is a type.
A prim and proper.
Yeah.
And
especially at this time.
Yes. Yeah. And so all these things are unfolding, and we start to see the signs of the eating disorder with Maureen, and her Timu Paul Rudd boyfriend catches it. And then there's a conversation with her mom where she's at lunch with her mom, and she's trying to tell her mom a joke, and the mom's just trying to talk about the workshop, and she gets upset and she storms out, and she's trying to tell her mom like that she's unhappy, and her mom's just not having it. And her mom is trying to project her dream of being a ballerina onto Maureen. She works for the company doing something, so she's around a lot. And at one point they're having a conversation, and you can tell that the mom kind of knew about the eating disorder and just brushed it off.
Yeah, because I think that's part of the culture.
Yeah.
They don't describe it as eating disorders, but you starve yourself.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how you stay thin. That's just what you do to be a ballerina. I think it's just assumed.
Yeah.
That that's part of how it goes, and we don't call it an eating disorder, but it is. And that's just part of the lifestyle, and which is very, problematic.
Yeah. So the big sort of climactic point with that is that at the end of the movie is the 2 workshops. You see Jonathan's workshop, and then you see Cooper's workshop, and it's Ava that comes out to dance as the principal dancer, not Maureen.
Yeah.
And nobody knows. They just did it behind the scenes. And Maureen comes to a realization that, like, this isn't what I want. This doesn't make me happy. I'm unhealthy. I'm doing this to myself. I'm miserable.
It's also revealed that the mom used to be a dancer and that, like, didn't make it, didn't make the cut. So it's very much just like living her mother's.
Right. She was projecting her own dream onto her daughter. And so, because, they do it behind the scenes, and the mom is in the crowd and sees Ava come out instead of Maureen. And then, of course, she,
there's a confrontation.
Yeah, there's a confrontation after that. And that's where, Maureen is like, this isn't my dream. It was yours,
Yeah. And I'm quitting.
And I'm quitting. And that's kind of the end of the character arcs until the very last scene with Jody and Cooper after the ballets. Cooper's ballet is like the best part of the movie.
Yeah. It's also like, made for the movie. I mean, it's a whole
it's very it's like a play almost ballet. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Very. I mean, that last scene with her in the red.
Oh god,
so
the whole thing is so good.
The dancing in the movie is fantastic throughout the whole thing. Like, it's very fun to watch.
And so Cooper's whole ballet is written around basically his
love triangle,
triangle with him, Jody, and Charlie, and
which is also very parallels to the love triangle he had with Kathleen and Jonathan too.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, like, Cooper's ballet is so great, and there's so much positive feedback, and in the movie he's introduced to this philanthropist woman, which we talked about as one of the fun facts. The guy who plays him actually had a relationship like this with a woman in real life, and she's just this woman whose husband has died, and she has all this money, and she's interested in the ballet, and she, like, maybe has a little crush on Cooper, and so she decides to fund a company for him. And that's what we were talking about earlier when Jody he offers her a spot in his company. And then that's when they have their conversation outside after. Yeah. And she accepts the spot, but turns him down as a boyfriend.
Yeah. And theirs is going to be like the new modern, this isn't traditional ballet. It's like,
right.
It's modern, more, I don't know what the right word is.
Yeah, I don't know enough about ballet, but it's not like as classic.
Combining lots of different dance forms into something new as opposed to, like, we're doing Swan Lake again.
Yeah, like the Jonathan's ballet workshop was very like Swan Lake. Yes, and then Cooper's was all like
jazzy, crazy with it. Yeah,
it was almost giving a little Save the Last Dance, but
that scene was very Save the Last Dance,
but much better dancing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Did we miss anything?
I think the only thing I wanted to talk about too was Zoe Saldana's role. And it is kind of, I don't think they did a bad job. The only part that I was just like, this is a little...
Is it a little angry black woman?
A little angry black woman and a little white savior, too, with Kathleen being like, I see something in you.
Yes.
And my investment in you is what makes you into this ballerina. I've unlocked this thing in you that no one else really saw, and you wouldn't have been able to reach on your own. Like, thank God I was here to lead you.
I had that thought too. Not so much with the instructor. That's a very good point. I had this thought, but then I was like, am I being too woke? Because I was like, is Ava being like the rebellious, confrontational one? Is that like a little angry black woman?
A little
bit.
I mean,
why did it have to be
to 11 a little bit?
Yeah, but I get that it was important for her arc.
Yeah,
but it's like, why the black woman?
Well, I think it is sort of a commentary on something that is a reality. Yeah. It's traditionally white, very white.
I'm sure, yeah.
Same thing. I think figure skating is like this. I think most things in life were like this.
Yeah.
Is that it's dominated by white people, and there's also a very, like we were saying, pinned up, prim and proper way that you have to behave, right, which is not inclusive of black and brown cultures, which are a little bit more jovial and expressive. And, you know, there was like, you could be a black person in ballet, but you have to act like a white person.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to behave like us. You can't
Yeah,
have
I'm
your
just
own
curious,
personality.
I guess, if it was a commentary or if it was
A stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And, you know, I think maybe it was both.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to maybe tell that storyline a little bit. Maybe didn't quite nail it on
Right.
leading into the stereotypes a little bit too much. But
Yeah, I know. I had that thought, and then I was like, you know how you do. I'm like, am I being too woke? I don't know.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it was turned, especially at the beginning where she seemed a little bit like, oh, I'm loud. I smoke cigarettes. It seemed a little bit like,
Yeah.
ugh.
And also being the confrontational one, speaking like going against the instructors on behalf of the other dancers too.
Yeah.
Because she had a couple of scenes where she says something, you know, the scene where she's like, we heard you.
Yeah.
You know, where she's the one that confronts them, because it wasn't about her. It was about Jodie's turnout or whatever. And there were a couple scenes where I was like, is this what's going on or not? Yeah. Because I understand, again, the rebelliousness was needed for her character arc and like that whole, but it's like that also could have been a character arc for a white dancer, and she could have had a different character arc too, that maybe, I don't know, you know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean. And because it's not overt enough, that they're not making her character struggle about her race.
No.
It's clearly about she has a bad attitude.
Yes.
But is that like implied?
Is there
through it?
something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know, it's a little gray.
Is there a bias going on there? Yeah. Yeah, and
I almost feel like they should have made it more about that if they were really trying to make a commentary or talk about that kind of struggle within ballet as an institution.
I agree. They should have made it more intentional if that's really what they were doing. I agree. And then, you know, also with Eric's character, I feel like he was like the openly like gay character and then the black character.
Yeah. And a little token.
A little bit. Yeah. There was a little tokenism going on. Yeah.
But also, considering it being the year 2000,
also, unfortunately, probably representative of what the actual
ratio
percentage of people of color in ballet at the time. Like, who knows?
And maybe still.
Maybe still. I don't.
I don't know enough.
I don't either. But anyway, yes. Good points. Yeah. Okay. Is that it? I think that's all I had.
What else do I have? Oh, have you watched the sequels? I didn't even know there were sequels.
No, I did know. There was a television show, wasn't there? Wasn't there a television show?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them were in it, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't.
Cool.
Cool.
Me either. Maybe
right.
I was like, should I invest the time in watching these? I don't know. But it also had a great soundtrack too.
Yes.
Lots of good music.
It did. Absolutely. Yeah, the music in Cooper's Ballet is good too. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
so
it was nice going down memory lane. It brought me back to like being in my bedroom watching it. I remember the scenes where I was just like, or like, are you with me? Yeah. I'm with you. Still in there. My brain's still holding on to that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Well, worth a watch.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it for a while, definitely watch it. And yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
it was a good little jog down memory lane.
Heck yeah.
All right, should we get into grapes and gripes?
Yeah.
Okay, so my gripe is going out to just having, when you have to tie a knot in a balloon. It's so hard, and like it hurts my fingers, and like
you have to do multiple.
Oh my god, the worst.
Yeah, they think they would have figured something out for that.
I think they have a thing.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
You can like put the, you know what I mean, like a plastic thing.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's like the balloon inflator things are just
they
like,
don't work.
They don't work.
No.
I know. You just gotta suck it up and tie it.
So yeah, that's a bummer when I have to tie knots in balloons. I don't enjoy it.
Mine are both plane related, because I was on one recently. My gripe goes out to people in front of you in a seat in a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Please refrain from doing this and rocking back and forth and adjusting your seat. Like, if you've heard about this argument where like some people think it's rude to recline your seat in a plane.
I don't think airplane seats should recline. That's my stance.
Yeah, I guess not.
Reclining this much does not make a difference. I don't care. It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I recline mine because I think it does make a little bit of a difference. Yeah, I also don't mind when people recline theirs. I'm not like, oh my God, just recline yours too. Like, it's 3 inches Like, the fact that people get mad, like, I have 3 less inches of space right here. Like, yours also reclines, just recline it.
I just think it's so insignificant.
The only person who can complain about someone reclining their seat
is the last person.
Yeah. But my real gripe is, like, people who just, like, move around and do this, and, like, your whole thing shakes constantly. It's like, just sit down. Just sit down. And if you have to adjust, just adjust like a normal person.
See, I have the opposite gripe.
What?
I don't like when I'm in this seat and the person is fucking around on their tray table and shaking my seat. Have you ever had that?
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're and the
works
person
the same
is
principle.
putting their laptop off, taking it down, doing this, putting it up, taking it down, and I'm like, I'm sitting in this seat.
Yeah.
Make a choice.
Same principle.
Up or down with the tray table.
Well,
in or out with the laptop.
You can go up and down, just like don't do it like a psycho.
I know,
and
but
do a way that like because you can put your tray table up without.
I know,
bothering the person,
but
in the
people
seat.
don't.
I know, it's just insane. People on planes are crazy. The way people act on planes is just like you don't act like this in your normal life. There's no way.
No, it's like social
No?
contracts go out the window on a plane for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not somebody who reclines because it doesn't make it. I don't think it makes a difference. I also don't sleep on a plane. I can't. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me when somebody goes back, but like to me, I just like it's like what is even the point?
Yeah.
Just make them not recline. So then, like, who
or
cares?
just make them recline a little bit.
Or have them
stationary
permanently
stationary in one position.
Yes,
So-
and a little bit reclined.
Yeah, maybe not because I get it. It's
Sure.
uncomfortable sitting straight up.
Sure,
But
I
like
guess.
a few inches, is it a huge
Yes.
thing? No, but it is a little bit nicer.
Yeah,
So like,
choose
just-
an angle and make it stationary.
Yes, just make
I
them
agree.
a little bit reclined.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody
I agree.
reclines them.
Yeah.
And they're constantly having to be like, put your seat up. Put your seat up.
Yes.
Like, why don't we just
I know.
not have an
and
option?
then the
that-
very back seat could be a little reclined.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't be that hard.
It can't be. Surely it can't be.
Oh, gosh.
Somebody needs to get in there and write some code.
Just fix it. Ask AI.
get it fixed. No, agree. Okay, my grape is going out to a man I saw in the grocery store who was wearing a t-shirt that said smoke fat doobies and smack fat booties.
Smoke fat doobies and smack fat booties. Like, well, I can't argue with that.
I
mean, that is
cackled. And there was something about it was the guy in the shirt as well.
yeah.
Like if you could have seen it. Oh my God. And of course, as long as we're getting consent to smack the booties, but oh my God, I about died. Smoke
yeah.
fat doobies
bet he
and
got that
smack
in
fat
Cabo.
booties.
The things they put on hats in Mexico are crazy. One was just like, oh man, what were they? I eat ass. Or just like straw hats with like wraps on them.
Is it like the spring break culture?
Yeah. It's like spring break type and colors.
Yeah.
But it's just like nobody's buying that but drunk spring break guys.
Right.
Just like this is the most outrageous thing I think you can say.
Right.
Just like,
Oh
so
my God,
stupid.
hilarious.
My grape goes out to drinking on an airplane. I had an alcoholic
grape?
beverage on an airplane for the first time. And I gotta say, it was pretty enjoyable.
Was it?
Yeah. I've always been
Because
like,
sometimes it
get
really
you.
hits because
Yeah.
the altitude and
well, that's
everything.
what I've always heard. So I've never really done it. I also always fly by myself usually. Like
Yeah.
I rarely take a flight with somebody else. So I'm not like just going to get hammered on the plane by myself. I mean,
Right.
you know, and then I'm always like worried about like, I got to be at my wits about me,
Yeah.
getting my connections and stuff or
You
whatever.
gotta have your wits
I
about
gotta have
you.
my wits about me. And yeah, I've always been kind of afraid, like, what if I have this one drink and I'm just like
Hammered.
hammered?
Yeah.
But no, I had 2 Bloody
Missed my
Marys
flight.
on this flight, and I was like, this is great. This guy isn't even pissing me off in front of me. So we might be having cocktails in the plane when we go to Mexico.
You know, I haven't had a cocktail on a plane since I came to visit you for Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah, that one didn't go so great.
And my friend and I were definitely the drunkest people on the plane. And I think we were having too loud of conversation. And our other friend had like 2 drinks and immediately fell asleep on the man's shoulder sitting next to her. And at one point he turned around. He was like, your friend's out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He was like, it's fine. It's fine. She just slept on his shoulder the whole way.
So hilarious.
But anyway, that's the last time I drank on an airplane. And that was
Eventful.
like
yeah.
15 years ago.
Oh my gosh, can't believe it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, all right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
1,